What is up, YouTube? A poor man's guide to Yu-Gi-Oh here, coming at you the top 10 decks of the current format. So we got the new ban list yesterday, going over some new decks that have just came out, and I thought we should do top 10 deck of the format, just to see give you some options in terms of people who wanted to play like pendulums or stuff like that, people who had decks that they just got hit pretty bad like monarchs or something that you wanted to play but you don't really you can't play them anymore because of the current ban list. So here's some new options for you. First off, we got number 10 is Heroes. Dark Law is always a great card, banishing everything that your opponent sends to the graveyard. Can be very, very, very annoying because if you're playing Burning Abyss or even if you're playing some form of Monarchs, it will be a little bit annoying. Acid is great against stun decks, popping all their back row is just very, very good. It can pop scales if you're playing Pendulums too. It's very stun based because Dark Law and then Acid, as I just mentioned, they all are like removal cards or just don't allow your opponent to do a whole bunch of certain things. OTK potential with if you're either running Gaga Samurai or you're running Excalibur, hit them for a pretty good chunk of damage. You can OTK them pretty easily, and then they're very cheap. The most expensive card is probably Acid, which is like maybe $8. So unless you're gonna play Ulti Dark Laws, it's a pretty cheap deck. Number 9, we have rank 10 Trains. I was debating whether to put Monarchs here, but I've tried playing Monarchs, and it's just very hard to do, honestly. But you could definitely still run Monarchs with like Brilliant Fusion or something if you wanted to do that. But rank 10 Trains, number 81, the Super Dora Dreadnought Max Cannon or whatever the heck it's called. Great card. Got 4,000 defense, crazy, 3,200 attack. It is unaffected by anything except Thumb's effect. You can pick any card in the field, which is great. So it's very, very good, pretty easy to make in this deck. Only 2 level 10s, not that hard to do. Revolving Switchyard keeps the deck very consistent, keeps your plays going with your Ruffian Rail card and stuff like that. Night Express Knight finally got reprinted in Dragons of Legend Unleashed. It is now like a $2 card, very, very easy to get. It makes this deck a whole lot more consistent. You pretty much normal summon it and then special summon Hurricane, and then you can go into your rank 10s. And you can splash in some Shaddolls in there because Shaddolls make it more consistent with that. I forget what it's called. Shiganaga, I think that's what it's called, is the one that is a level 10 Earth Machine type monster. So it works with the deck because everything's an Earth Machine type monster. So you can splash in some Shaddolls if you wanted to. And then, Fusions and Xyz, very powerful. You can make the Robot Destroyer thing, the rank 10 with 5,000 attack. But that takes 3 level 10, or 3 rank 10. Yeah, 3 level 10, sorry about that. So it's a really, really, really fun deck, in my opinion. You can make really big monsters, which is always kind of a fun part of Yu-Gi-Oh, in my opinion. Number 8, we have Plead Demise, of course, this was coming. Plead Demise, pretty much skill drain, great card. Basically what it does is it shuts off all the effects of monsters on the field, and since Clees can be normal summoned, but they have lower attack points, this negates that effect, so they are at their big 2,800 attack, or whatever they would want to be at. It's a pendulum, so you can pendulum summon stuff, but only pendulum summon Clees. So you can kind of play no extra deck and see what happens, because you can like fake it being at like Domain Monarch or something like that. It's stunning because it runs a bunch of traps, Drowning, Mirror Force, Quaking, all that other fun stuff that you just love to play against. And then it's got drop power with Monolith and stuff like that. Number 7, I believe is number 7. We've got Mermail / Lanians. Neptibus, great card, 1-for-1, get that card out there. Rank 7s, very, very good stuff. Its OTK potential is huge. You can spam with monsters. It's a quote-unquote rogue deck because people don't really, they're not expecting to go up against it. But it is still certainly a very good deck. It did not get hit at all in this ban list, which is great. You can hand loop with the Elemental Lord, which is just insanely annoying. It can leave you with nothing to play with, and then Megalo is just crazy good. So it can attack multiple times, and the equip spells are even better. Make them, be able to be destroyed, or give them attack boosts. Number 6, we have Burning Abyss, just a pure version. Burning Abyss, great deck still. The other thing I lost was I lost Beatrice and lost 1 Seer, which is not that big of a hit. I mean, Beatrice obviously is a very important card in pure, but this is why it's at number 6. Dante, great card. Did not get hit. Should have gotten hit, in my opinion, but I love it that I didn't. Speedroids make it a heck of a lot more consistent. Being able to have a 1-card Dante is just amazing. They still have Beatrice, great floater. Send anything to the graveyard. Farfa, in my opinion, is my favorite or one of the best Burning Abyss monsters. because if you do it to an Xyz monster, they lose all their material, or they banish something, you can go in for an OTK. It's just a great card. You can run anti-spell in this deck because it does not run a whole bunch of spells except for Foolish and, maybe Twin Twister. So anti-spell is just great against a whole bunch of decks right now. And then, of course, Tour Guide is just a great card in general. Number 5, we have Drago Pals, Perform Battle, Draco Slayers. Did this deck get hit? Yes, kind of, in a sense. It got hit in the sense that they lost Monkey Board. Monkey Board is a very important card, that's why it's at number 5. But, it's still a pendulum deck. It's still a really, really fast deck. So it's got the pendulum mechanic, which is always great. It's got Ignister, doesn't target, great removal, and can bring out another Draco Slayer from the deck. Draco Face Off is a crazy good card. It's still at 1, so you can still play it, obviously. And that's a free scale and a free card in your extra deck, honestly. Skull Crobat Joker did not get hit. Joker at 1. Sorcerer should have gotten hit too, but it did not get hit, which is great for this deck to keep it alive, honestly. Joker shows out pretty much anything in the deck. It's got great draw power with Lizard Draw and Guitar. What is it called? Guitar Turtle. Sorry about that. So the draw power in this deck is just insane. It's splashable because you can put it in multiple decks like Odd Eyes and stuff like that. Do stuff like that. You can also mix in some Metaphors too, because it's also a pendulum mechanic. And it's a really, really cheap deck now. Sorcerer's getting reprinted. Like the first edition secret rare is like $5 for Sorcerer, and everything else can be found in like commons except for Luster, which is in the premium gold and stuff like that. So very, very cheap deck now. I remember this used to be like one of the most expensive decks. Number 4, we have Cosmos. Yes, they lost Dark Destroyer. Yes, E-Tail is at 1. But that's really it. I mean, honestly, they could have done a lot more to this deck. It's got non-targeting removal with Mojo. Ships can't be targeted by card effects, which is just insanely annoying. Dark Destroyer, you can play Dark Eclipser, that type of fun stuff. Dark Lady, great card. It's like a walking strike, honestly, and it's a pilot too. So it can have really good OTK potential with a 2200 attack. A Dark Planet is still a thing. Honestly, you could run Dark Planet Turbo, where just play 3 Dark Planet and just get those out as quickly as possible. Cosmo Town, great card. Mulligan your hand. If it's destroyed, you search out a Cosmo. You can pop your own with Slip Rider. OTK potential is insane with this deck with Farm Grow. And one thing I forgot to add, which I probably should add, is that you can play this with Demise. So Demise Cosmo is basically, in a sense, what you do is you activate Tin Can effect, and you set all your traps, your Mojos, and your Call of the Haunted. Then you activate Card of Demise, draw your 3 cards, set all your traps. And then in the end phase, you send your ships to the graveyard, and then you activate Tin Can's effect and search out your stuff. And then you can, the timing works, so where you can switch it out. I think it works. It might not. I don't think it works actually. But what you can do is when you have all your Call of the Haunted sent, you can just bring back the ships that you didn't get off Tin Can's effect. So it just makes it really, really consistent, and you can spam the field with a whole bunch of ships. And then if your Tin Can survives, you can obviously either Mojo it to get rid of something annoying your opponent has, or you can just search out again. So it's a very, very good card. And Card of Demise works pretty good in this deck, even though it limits special summoning to a certain extent. Number 3, we have Metaphors, because it's a great deck. It's really, really consistent. It's got Pendulum mechanic, obviously. It's got the Ignite thing where you can like pop your own stuff and then search a whole bunch of different crazy things. The normal monsters, because some monsters are like if an effect monster, you can target an effect monster, something like that. They're all normal monsters except for a few of them, except for some of the fusion. So, that's a really, really good mechanic to have because they're just big beat sticks. And you can run skill drain and stuff like that with them if you wanted to. Trap heavy, not really trap heavy, but the traps like combination and counter are just great cards in general with the searching ability because you can pop your own traps. Metaphors Fusion, great card, gives you draw power, shuffles it back into the deck. You only have to play 1. Honestly, you can play a couple more if you wanted to, but I like it at 1. Searchable because you can pop your own scales, you can pop your own cards, and there's pendulum summon them back to get a free search, which is great. And then it's splashable. You can play it with Perform Pals, or you can play it with I've even seen people play it with Cosmos, if you can believe that, because popping their own ships is just really, really cool. Like sense of like Fire King Island and stuff like that. Number 2, we have PK Fire, Burning Abyss stuff. This is Burning Abyss and Phantom Knights. This deck did not get hit as much as it should have, in my opinion. It's still very alive and well. Dante's at 3, great card. Mill all your stuff. You can mill your Phantom Knights. get their effects in the graveyard. Beatrice at 1, but still great, very versatile card. Breaksword, you can pop stuff on your opponent's side of the field and your own side of the field. You can pop itself, bring out Dark Rebellion to get over some big annoying cards. Fogblade, great card, negate monster effects. You can pop your own Fogblade, pop their own monster with Breaksword. It's somewhat budget in the sense that the only expensive, really expensive cards are Breaksword, and those are only, but they're at like $25, so you could probably build the entire deck if you get common anti-spells for probably under $100, which is the deck I profiled yesterday. And they got easy removal because Farfa, Breaksword, all that fun stuff can remove monsters without targeting necessarily. If you need non-target removal, basically what you would want to do is you want to pop your own Breaksword and go into Dark Rebellion, and then target one monster, another monster your opponent controls, and take that attack point boost and beat over something bigger like that. And then it's also got F-Zero, which is very good card. And of course, number 1 is going to be Blue Eyes, because Blue Eyes is just the best deck of the format. It won Worlds, obviously, even though it was, quote-unquote rigged for Blue Eyes to win because of the current format they gave to the players. But Sage, great card, searches out, stones and all that fun stuff. Ancient Stone is just an annoying card because in the end phase, it does all that shenanigans, and you can discard it with your draw power cards. Spirit stops pendulum monsters like in their tracks completely. Crystal Wing is a first turn floodgate because the monster effect thing is kind of annoying. And then Gospel, or Return of the True Dragons, or whatever it's called. But the Gospel Revival, great card, protects your monsters when you bring them back. Chaos Max is another build you can use, definitely. Really strong card, 4,000 attack, and can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. And it's got great draw power with trade and all that other fun stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. If there's something you didn't agree with, leave a comment down below. Tell me what I should change. This is my opinion for the best top 10 decks in the format. You could splash in Monarchs here. I think you could put that as an honorable mention. But I don't really see Monarchs being anywhere higher than number 10, honestly, because they just got wrecked pretty good. Unless you wanted to make it a rank 5 like spam Monarch deck, that's the only way I could see it being somewhat consistent, because Pantheism at 1 is just not the greatest. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and yeah, thanks for watching.